Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with His infinite wisdom, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He did not guide Abu Talib to Islam. A person might be thinking, subhanAllah, what is better? What is better? Abu Talib not to be guided to Islam, or the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? What's better? Which one is better? Him to be guided to Islam, and then the Prophet ﷺ end up being harmed? Because if he had accepted Islam, the people would say, oh, there's nothing stopping us from harming you, because you have abandoned the religion of your forefathers, isn't it? So if they harm him, then they will be able to harm the Prophet ﷺ. The answer is, of course, to be guided to Islam. Because why? If you're harmed in this dunya, you're only going to be harmed for a few years, مثلا. You're going to go through that torch of that harm for a few years. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He mentions about the Anbiya. وَلَقَدْ كُذِّبَتْ رُسُلٌ مِّن قَبْلِكَ فَأَخَذْنَاهُمْ وَلَقَدْ كُذِّبَتْ رُسُلٌ مِّن قَبْلِكَ فَصَبَرُوا عَلَى مَا كُذِّبُوا. Messengers and prophets before you, Muhammad, they were harmed and they were denied. وَأُوذُوا حَتَّى أَتَاهُمْ نَصْرُنَا. And they were harmed until our victory came to them, until our support came to them. So being harmed in this dunya is something that brings a lot of grief and sorrow to the person. But when the person remembers that ultimately he's going to be enjoying the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is something that removes that worry and that grief for the person. Imagine, subhanAllah, and this is why, subhanAllah, some of the scholars, they say that if a person is going to receive harm from an individual, and the person is going to be harmed, him keeping or staying in that position, staying upon that which he is upon, if it's something which is going to be of much more benefit to the other people, then he should not change his position. To give an example, someone came into this masjid and he mentioned that, look, whoever says that the Quran is not the speech of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whoever says that the Quran is not the speech of Allah, whoever says that the Quran is the speech of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then he is going to be lashed. He's going to be hit, he's going to be lashed and whipped, and he's going to be jailed, he's going to be in prison. Right? So then, when the punishment starts to be distributed out to the people, someone who is the Imam, someone who is the Imam of the people, as far as they say that if the people listen to him, if someone who the people will listen to his position, what his position is going to be when it comes to this issue, everyone else, maybe there might be excuse to say, you know what, to run away from this punishment, to be harmed. Let me say that the Quran is not the speech of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If, say for example, just as an example, Hamza was to say it. He would flee and there would go people will not really pay much attention to the statement of Hamza what he said. However, if the Imam, the leader of the people, was to say it, would he be the same?
No.
No,
it wouldn't be the same.
It won't be the same. Because the leader of the people the people listen to him. So if he was to change his opinion and say, you know, the Quran is not created, so if the Quran is created, then so many people are going to follow him. And this is why Imam Ahmad rahimahullah ta'ala, when he went through this test, when the fitna was brought to him, and And he was harmed, he was in prison. And I said to him, Ya Imam, just say it and you'll be safe from all of this punishment. And then he said, what about the people behind me? What about the people who are behind me? If as soon as I say it, then they are all going to follow suit, all going to follow the same thing. So he remained upon what he was upon because of what? Because he wanted to make the truth apparent to the people. So a person, however, how much punishment he might endure in this dunya, as long as he's upon the truth, then alhamdulillah, this person is safe. What is more, the punishment of the insan or the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? The punishment of Allah. So ولا شك, بلا شك ولا ريب, guidance is much, much better. Because maybe Abu Talib, he may have got away with being punished by his people. What about the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala yawm al-qiyamah? That he's going to be punished and his brains are going to boil because of the severe punishment he's going to be given. This is the least punishment he's going to be experiencing. However, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ذو حكمة بالغة, and that Allah, He is the most wise when it comes to anything that He does. So Allah decreed that Abu Talib is not going to be guided, and he's going to be used as a means of protecting the Prophet ﷺ from the harm that he will receive from the Quraysh, and also as a means of spreading the da'wah of Islam. A person should not think that the da'wah of Islam rests upon them. That if he's not there, Islam will dissipate, Islam will not be spread. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can use even a non-believer, a mushrik, a person who doesn't even have any faith, and Allah can use them to spread the religion of Islam. Look at history, subhanAllah, what happened with 9/11. We all know about 9/11, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He decreed that the people, they plotted and they got together to accuse the Muslims of this incident. Subhanallah, not knowing that they are igniting a fire which is going to reach every single household. They're igniting the fire of Islam which is going to reach every single household. Every single time the person heard about it, and at the beginning stage of it, Muslims were in fear. Worried, okay, you might be attributed to this action. But then later on, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, أظهر الإسلام, Allah, He made Islam apparent. The people became, the truth came out of the real people who were behind all of this. And the people became more inquisitive about the religion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the Lord subhanahu wa ta'ala. When He does something, there's always a wisdom behind it. You may not understand the wisdom behind it, but there's always a hikmah behind everything Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does. So this was Abu Talib. Now from the elite of these people, as we said, the Ru'us al-Mushrikun, the leaders of the Mushrikun, who decided that we're going to harm the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Who was the leader of them? Who knows? The leader of them. Remember we mentioned every time the Prophet ﷺ used to come with the da'wah, spreading Islam. He was either behind him, refuting what he was saying, he was calling him names, he was saying, why are you ever asking me for?
Abdullah bin Salul. Abdullah bin Salul.
Abdullah bin Salul? That's a hypocrite. He was hiding among the Muslims. Abu Lahab. His uncle, Abu Lahab. Now, this was the biggest enemy. He was number one when it came to harming the Prophet ﷺ. Anyone else? Abu Jahl. Now, Abu Jahl. He was also among them. Abu Lahab, subhanallah, he was someone who died in which battle? He died in the Battle of Tabuk, and he died as a kafir. And the proof for that is when, first and foremost, before even the Battle of Tabuk, where's the proof that Abu Lahab who's going to die as a kafir. Yes, no one.
He's the harm the Prophet.
No, where's the evidence? Where do you find in the Quran where Allah says, which surah? Tabbat yada, Surah Al-Masad. Now, this is the surah that affirmed the fate of Abu Lahab, that even when he was still alive, he was a convicted kafir, and he was going to be in the hellfire forever. Right? So Abu Lahab. Then the next one is Ibn Ammihi Abu Sufyan ibn Harith, the son of his uncle. Now, Abu Sufyan ibn Harith. Now, he also, subhanallah, Abu Sufyan ibn Harith. Now, there's two Abu Sufyan. Now, Abu Sufyan ibn Harith. Now, the son of his uncle, now, Abu Lahab, the son of his uncle, Abu Sufyan ibn Harith. Now, the son of his uncle, Abu Sufyan ibn Harith, he accepted Islam. He accepted Islam قبل فتح مكة وحسن إسلامه. So this is the Abu Sufyan, the one who accepted Islam during the Fath, during the conquering or the reconquest of Mecca. And then from these enemies who harmed the Prophet and the companions was Utbah ibn Rabi'. Utbah ibn Rabi' is also someone who was killed in the Battle of Tabuk. He died as a kafir. Now, so Abu Lahab, Abu Sufyan ibn Harith, Utbah ibn Rabi', and then Shayba ibn Rabi'. Shayba ibn Rabi' is also someone who died in the Battle of Badr. He was also killed in the Battle of Badr as a kafir. Then Uqba ibn Abi Mu'ayyid, one of the most dangerous people of the Prophet Uqba ibn Abi Mu'ayyid, that he was the one who came and he threw the dead animal on the back of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And Abu Bakr came and said, أَتَقْتُلُونَ رَجُلًا أَنْ يَقُولَ رَبِّيَ اللَّهِ. Are you going to kill a man because of his statement that Allah is the Lord? That Allah is the one who has the right to worship? Na'am. So he was also killed as a kafir in the Battle of Badr. Na'am. The next one is Abu Sufyan ibn Harb. Abu Sufyan ibn Harb. This one, he died as a kafir. So Abu Sufyan ibn Harith is the one who accepted Islam during the Fath of Mecca. During the Fath of Mecca. Then Abu Sufyan ibn Harb. He is the one who was taken as a captive during the Battle of Badr. And then the Prophet ﷺ, he ordered him to be killed. He ordered for him to be killed, and he died as a kafir. Well, together. So you know the difference between the two Abu Sufyans. He was the one who accepted Islam. Abu Sufyan ibn Harith. The one who died as a kafir was Abu Sufyan ibn Harb. Jameel. Then the next one, the seventh one is Hakam ibn Abi As ibn Umayyah. Hakam ibn Abi As ibn Abi As ibn Umayyah. This one, he accepted Islam. He accepted Islam in the Fath of Mecca. During the reconquest of Mecca. And Hassan Islamic, and he also became a good companion of the Prophet ﷺ. The next one is Nadr ibn Harith. Nadr ibn Harith, we mentioned he was the one.
He was studying poetry. He went to study poetry.
Linked to that. He was
the captive. He was a captive.
He was the master of Jabr. Jabr is the one who was.
Well, not the final name. Still used the prophet.
No. You're right. Nadr ibn Harith. He was the one who went to study poetry. In where? In Kufa. Ahsant. So Nadr ibn Harith is also what? He's someone who also accepted Islam. He accepted Islam in the Fath of Makkah. SubhanAllah. Now, imagine this is someone who initially was against opposing the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and he was saying that, which of the poetry is better, my poetry or the Prophet ﷺ's poetry? Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guided him to Islam. The next one is Abu Bakhtari ibn al-As ibn Hashim. Abu Bakhtari ibn al-As ibn Hashim. He died in the Battle of Badr and he was killed as a kafir. He was killed as a kafir. Abu Bakhtari ibn al-As ibn Hashim. The next one, Abu Jahl ibn Hashim. What happened to him? Abu Jahl, did he accept Islam?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
100%?
نعم.
And the first of Makkah?
No.
MashaAllah. We used to have ijma, we have consensus now, MashaAllah. Now, what do you think? Did you accept Islam? No, Jameel, we have consensus now. Alhamdulillah. He is the Fir'aun of هذه الأمة. He is the Fir'aun of this Ummah. Abu Jahl. Naam. And he was killed in the Battle of Badr. Naam. La'natullahi alayhi. May Allah curse him. May Allah's curse be upon him. Abu Jahl, the Fir'aun of this Ummah. أول Al-Walid ibn Mughira. Al-Walid ibn Mughira. What happened to him? Accepted Islam?
So his kids accepted it, but he didn't.
Yeah. His kids?
Khalid, he accepted it.
Correct. Khalid accepted. Naam. Khalid ibn Walid. And Walid ibn Walid. What was the other one? Hisham ibn Walid. Hisham ibn Walid. MashaAllah. So he died before the Battle of Badr. He died before the Battle of Badr and he died as a kafir. Sent MashaAllah. Then Al-As ibn Wa'il. Al-As ibn Wa'il. What was his fate? Al-As ibn Wa'il, we mentioned, I don't know if we mentioned this last week. He is the one who came to the Prophet ﷺ and he picked up some bones from the ground and he crumbled them. He squeezed them like that, it became dust. And then he said, look, you're saying that we're going to be resurrected when we become like bones and we become like dust. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed, وَضَرَبَ لَنَا مَثَلًا وَنَسِيَ خَلْقًا. He presents a parable, he gives an example. وَنَسِيَ خَلْقًا. He forgets how he was created. قَالَ مَنْ يُحْيِي الْعِظَامَ وَهِيَ رَمِيمٌ. He was saying, who is the one who's going to bring these bones when they have become dust? What does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say? قُلْ يُحْيِيهَا الَّذِي أَنْشَأَهَا أَوَّلَ مَرَّةٍ. Say to him, the one who created them in the first place, he's the one who's going to bring them back to life. وَهُوَ بِكُلِّ خَلْقٍ عَلِيمٌ. And he is towards the creation more knowledgeable of it. So you're claiming that you know of the creation better than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is Al-As ibn Wa'il. Now, he was killed in the Battle of Badr of Uhud. He was killed in the Battle of Badr. Now, and he was killed as a kafir. He died as a kafir. This is who? What's his name? Al-As ibn Wa'il. Al-As ibn Wa'il. Then the next one, Umayyah bin Khalaf. Umayyah bin Khalaf. Umayyah bin Khalaf. He was killed when? Afwan, Al-As ibn Wa'il. Al-As ibn Wa'il. He was killed in the Battle of Badr. And anyway, he's killed in the Battle of Badr. F1. He died before the Battle of Badr. So, Al-As bin Wa'il and also Al-Walid ibn Mughira, they both died before the Battle of Badr. They died as kuffar. Umayyah bin Khalaf, however, he was killed in the Battle of Badr by who? Bilal. Ahsant ya Hamza. Bilal, he killed Umayyah bin Khalaf. Umayyah bin Khalaf, subhanAllah, it's mentioned that he was huge. He was very big, subhanAllah. When he was killed, dragging him and being, to bury him, it took a lot of power. SubhanAllah, this shows you that even the Prophet after the people, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he honored Banu Adam, Allah honored the children of Adam. It is from the right of the insan or the human being that when he dies, you leave them there. You bury them. This is how we honor the person dead. Forget about what these people do. What do you call this? The vaults that they do these days. The vault, who's buried in the vault? The queen and the leaders. They put them. They don't bury them. They put them there. Have you heard of this? This is news to you?
Yeah, like they put it in someone.
They put them somewhere, it's like a safe, and they just keep them there. They don't bury them because why? They think it's dishonor to that person. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he honored. It's honor for the person to be wanted to be buried. Right? What about no? What about the animals?
How to bury them as
What
well.
about the animals? Do you bury them as well? Is it honor to bury them?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
It's not all, but I think because of hygiene.
Hygiene? So if you don't bury the animals, where do you see them? Do you ever see any animals when they die? Where do they go? They rot. And what happens? They go in the ground, sah? The scholars they say when it comes to animals, there isn't anything that came in a hadith that the Prophet used to bury the animals when they die. So we cannot say that it's from ikram, specifically the hadith that came with regards to this. However, as our brother mentioned, hygienically falls under what? Removing something harmful from the road, the pathway. Because imagine you have a dead animal in the road. The people will be harmed by it, right? Every person who walks past, the smell, just looking at it, it's going to cause a lot of discomfort. So from في سبيل إماتة الأذى من الطريق, in a way of removing something harmful from the path, is to remove it and bury it, or to remove it and throw it somewhere, which is more befitting. Is that clear, Ikhwan? Jameel. The next one, Ubay ibn Khalaf. Ubay ibn Khalaf. Ubay ibn Khalaf, the Prophet ﷺ, he himself killed him, and he was killed in the Battle of Uhud. And he is one person among these people who, the Prophet ﷺ, he's the one who killed him. Ubay ibn Khalaf. The Prophet ﷺ, he killed him with his own hands. And it is said, it is mentioned, that the worst of people are the ones who is killed by the Prophet, or he kills the Prophet. Is that understood? The worst of people, he's the one who is killed by a Prophet, or he kills the Prophet. Because why? He's been killed in the hands of Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if the person who kills the Prophet, this person is so in hand, he's in the worst of positions. He will be of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That was Ubay ibn Khalaf. Number 15. You're keeping up with the numbers. Number 15. Al-Aswad ibn al-Muttalib ibn Usayd ibn Asadi, Al-Aswad ibn Muttalib ibn Asadi. He also died as a kafir in the Battle of Badr. That is a kafir in the Battle of Badr. The last one is Al-Aswad ibn Abd Yaghuth. Al-Aswad ibn Abd Yaghuth. It is said about him, he also died in the Battle of Badr. Also died as a kafir in the Battle of Badr. How many of these people, how many of them accepted Islam? We mentioned 5. Sorry, 15. Which one? Abu Sufyan, which one? Abu Sufyan ibn al-Harith. He is the only one who accepted al-Islam. Subhanallah. And all of these 15, subhanallah, they did not. La. No, there's one. Nadr ibn al-Harith. Nadra ibn al-Harith. He accepted Islam as well. Only out of the 15, 2 people accepted Islam. The rest of them, they died as kuffar. And this is why Prophet ﷺ, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke to him, he said, لَيْسَ لَكَ مِنَ الْأَمْرِ شَيْءٍ. That at the time where you feel like maybe someone, because out of his sheer enmity and hatred towards Islam, you might think, you know what, this person is never going to accept Islam. And that's why this is wrong for a person to always be hasty in saying that, look, this person will not even bother to give you da'wah. He's never going to accept Islam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, you don't have any control in this affair. Who accepted Islam and who does not, this is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ليس لك من الأمر شيء إن يتوب عليهم أو يعذبهم. If Allah forgives them and He guides them to Islam, or He punishes them. Because the affair is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So these 16 people, as we mentioned, Afwan, we said 16, not 15 now. Huh? The lady. Which lady? Umayyah bin Khalaf?
Maybe it was talking lady, the one who was killed by Bilal. Is that the one?
In between that, we're talking about the Wus. These were the leaders. The Wus, the top ones. There are so many people. These are not the only people that have not accepted Islam. There's Musaylim al-Kadhdhab as well. So there were so many people who were killed and they did not accept Islam. Right? So all of these people, so the ones that we mentioned, these are the elite of the people who caused the most harm to the Muslims and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Should we stop here? What time to make adhan, Shah?
Quarter to.
It's quarter to, but if it's on period,
Adhan is ready.
you can make any time. 5 minutes is fine.
Yeah, we can make it anytime Adhan.
Okay. Maybe shall we come for another 4 minutes?
Okay.
Right?
No.
And we'll stop inshallah ta'ala.
Sure.
Now, so let's inshallah look at some of the people, some of the companions who were harmed by these people. Now, as we mentioned, these people, they were the most severe and harm, they caused the most harm to the Prophet Muhammad and his companions. One of the first people who were harmed by these people was Uthman ibn Affan. Uthman ibn Affan, radiallahu anhu, we said he accepted Islam on the hands of him.
Abu Bakr.
Abu Bakr, radiallahu anhu. When When he accepted Islam, he was someone who was from the elite. نعم. So أخذه عمه حكم بن أبي العاص. His uncle, الحكم ibn Abi al-As, he took hold of him, وربطه, and he chained him. He said to him, أترغب عن ملة أبيك? Are you going to leave the religion or the path of the way of your forefathers? Meaning, me, what I'm upon, are you going to leave that and go to a religion which is يعني محدث, which is a religion which has just been invented? Muhammad has just come up with this religion, you're going to follow him and leave the religion of me and all your forefathers that came before you. So he said to him, by Allah, Wallahi, he said, this is the father, this is the uncle of the man. I am not going to keep you with me حتى تدع ما أنت عليه من هذا الدين. I'm not going to keep you close to me, I'm going to kick you away from me until you leave this religion that you are upon. And then every time he used to say that, فيقول عثمان رضي الله عنه, والله لا أدعه, والله لا أدعه, I'm not going to leave it by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, أبدا, ولا أفارقه, and I'm not going to leave the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. فلما رأى الحكم صلابته في دينه تركه. Then when Al-Hakam, he saw that he was not going to leave his religion, that which he was calling him to leave, he left him. He left him and he said, you know what, I'm not going to spend any time with you. And this is, subhanAllah, it shows you how committed that these people were when it came to Islam. They knew that when they found the haqq, they're not going to leave it at the expense of anyone. Kain and man can. Whoever comes with anything, I'm not going to leave the haqq. And this is why, subhanAllah, one of the companions accepted Islam quite late. Wahshi is the one who killed who?
Hamza
ibn Abi Talib, the uncle of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He accepted Islam after, subhanAllah, having killed the uncle of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He came to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he wanted to accept Islam. Allahu Akbar. Because when the truth came to him, he knew that even being fighting the Muslims and killing them, when he realized the truth, he came and he submitted to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he did not turn him away from Islam. However, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was very, very much hurt by what he did to his uncle. And he said to him, Ya Wahshi, tell me how you killed my uncle. Tell me how you killed him. So he started to narrate the incident, how he came and killed Hamza. The Prophet said, could you turn your face away from me? Could you turn your face and I don't want to look at you. And imagine he's narrating, and subhanAllah, the Prophet at the same time he did not want to reject his Islam from him. They were still breathing, they were still going through a lot of pain by the death of his uncle, radiallahu anhu. Wahshi, subhanAllah, he felt very bad. This is something that pained him a lot, having seen how the Prophet dealt with him. Wallahi, I killed the worst, I killed the best of the people in this ummah, meaning Hamza. But he tried to make up for that. Who did he kill?
One of the top of Quraysh.
He said, I killed the worst of the people in this ummah. Musaylim al-Kadhab. Musaylim al-Kadhab. So he took it upon himself, he said, to make up for what I did in Jahiliyyah. And he went and killed Musaylim al-Kadhab. Inshallah ta'ala, we'll stop here. And we take the next few companions next week, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك اشهد ان لا اله الا انت استغفرك واتوب اليك. جزاكم الله خيرا. السلام عليكم.